anybody out there who may not have already seen 101 pictures of this palette, here you go. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Tiffany. If you are new, thank you so much for joining me. And if you're not new and you've been waiting for what seems like a year, I'm sorry, but I'm back. I am going to be doing a makeup tutorial, as you can see from the title of the video. And today's makeup tutorial is just going to be something really warm and cozy and fall-like, and something that's very near and dear to my heart because fall is my favorite time of year and I'm excited. I'm ready for it to be cold. I'm down south, so it'll be a while, but that's okay. We're gonna pretend. Even though I'm wearing short sleeves today, we're gonna pretend. This is probably not going to be the shirt that I end up in. I don't know. I usually like to kind of coordinate my clothes with my makeup look, and if I don't know what I'm doing exactly, then I just wait until the end and then I change. So I don't know, you might see something totally different in a few minutes, but I'm gonna go ahead and get into the makeup tutorial. I do want to share with you the palette that I'm going to be going in with today. So I'm using the Juvia's Place Saharan 2 palette. I love this palette. It's gorgeous. Mine is like really messy, but it's really pretty, and it's one of my favorite palettes. I love the fact that Juvia's Place is in Ulta. I almost said Target. They're in Ulta, and I have some other wish list palettes that I want to pick up from them, but I'm just really excited to use that one because it's been a while and it's one of my favorites. So there's some old and then there's a little more new, because I'm going in with the Norvina palette today. So I'll be using this as well for anybody out there who may not have already seen 101 pictures of this palette. Here you go. She pretty, okay? She real pretty. I love these colors in here. I hope that my camera is picking them up okay and doing them somewhat justice. But yeah, I'm going in with those two palettes for my look today. I don't know exactly what I'm doing, but I know I want it to be fall makeup. So probably just going in with those warm neutral kind of tones and figuring out what we want to do. So brows are already on. That tells you we're gonna get into these eyes. I can't do my eyeshadow without my brows being done first because I just hate the way it looks, and I don't care how great the makeup looks on my eyes. If my brows are not done, it's a disaster and I hate it. So that's why my brows are usually always done before I get started with any makeup look. Whew. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and prime my lids, and for my primer I like to mix the ABH eye primer with a little bit of my Juvia's Place concealer. I like this mixture because the ABH primer is a little bit dry, so when I mix a little bit more of a liquidy emollient concealer with it, it tends to spread a little bit better and stay tacky like I need it to. So I'm going to start out with my Saharan palette, the Saharan 2 from Juvia's Place. I'm going to go into this, and I'm using this shade right here. So I picked up some of that on the tip of my brush. This is a Jessup 237 brush, and I'm just going to place that on the eye. And while I'm doing this, I kind of just gently pat it in just to get that pigment down like I want. And then I will go in and blend out the edges. What I'm going to do with this though is I'm going to bring it up, like straight up towards the inner part of my brow. So I'm not going to exactly follow my crease. I'm going to create a new one. And I'm just going to pack this on going upward. And then just kind of like let it fade out into nothing. So that's the shape that we're going for today's look. Just gonna pack on a little bit more. And then I'm going to start blending her out on the very edges just a little bit so it's not like crazy harsh. Okay, so I'm going to grab another brush. This one is actually from Coastal Scents. I've had this for a really long time, but I like it and it works very well for what I'm about to do. So now I'm going to switch over and go into the Norvina palette, and I'm going to use the shade, I'll have it somewhere up here, but I'm going to go in with, I believe I want to go in, let's see, I think I want to go in with that orange. So I'm just going to take that little bit there, and I'm going to go over the edges of that red shade that we just used. And we're just going to go in and do what we do, you know? Just softly blending that into those edges. Don't worry, it's going to look a little bit rough right now, but we will get there. We'll get there, okay? Patience, grasshopper, patience. I just want to get that on there. And we're not going to use that much of that color. I just kind of want to use that to fade the first color out a little bit better. Okay, now to deepen that up, I'm going to use the same brush, and I'm going into E5 from the Norvina palette. And I'm sorry that I'm switching palettes, but hopefully anybody that wants to recreate this can get their hands on both of these palettes. So that's what we're going in with. I'm going to go in with just a little bit of E5 and just kind of deepen this up right in that crease, in the new crease rather. Alright, so I want to grab a smaller brush and go in with black. So I'm going to take the D5, which is the black shade in the Norvina palette. I'm going to take that very lightly, and I'm using a Morphe 506 brush to focus this directly in our crease and outer contour, because that's going to give us the depth and darkness that we're looking for out here. Make sure that you connect it out here in the corner. Don't drag it out too far, but just kind of lightly feather her in. You know what I'm saying? I love this brush so much. Like, you don't even know. Okay, so now that my crease has been blended out, that didn't take long at all, we're going to cut the crease. So to cut the crease, I'm just going to use this. I love this to cut my crease. It's really good for cutting the crease. So that's what we're going to do. And I don't know how many times I can say cut the crease, but we're going to do that. And I'm going to speed through this part because it takes me a while, and I don't want you guys sitting here for like 5 minutes while I do this. I'm going to go back in and place a little bit more of that burgundy shade on the edges of that black to kind of blend that better. I think I want to go in with D1, which is this nice mustardy, brighter mustard shade in the Norvina palette. I'm going to go in with that. Hopefully this is not a mistake. And I'm just going to pack that color on the rest of my lid. Right where we cut that crease. Okay, so now my eyes are done. I popped on some lashes. The lashes that I used today are from Kala. I'm not really sure how they pronounce this, but they're in the style Icy, and I really like these. I found these and a few other styles from that brand at TJ Maxx like a couple weeks ago, and so that's what I used for today. I'm gonna go ahead and bronze and everything using my ABH bronzer. This is in Mahogany. Okay, and for my highlight today, I'm gonna go in with an oldie but a goodie. I haven't heard like pretty much anybody talking about this highlighter anymore, but I don't know why, because it's amazing, especially for the melanated girls. This is Wet n Wild Crown of My Canopy. I love this. I've had it for a really long time, but it's one of my favorites, so that's what I'm going to use today. I'm going to take my A23 brush from Anastasia, and I'm going to dip into that, and then I'm going to just place it on my cheek. Like, can we just talk about how gorgeous that is? I'm just saying, like, for anybody who was wondering, this is incredible. Okay? It is. And you need it in your life. And just to top it off a little bit, I'm going in with another gorgeous highlighter. Unfortunately, it is no longer available, but we can dream that they might bring it back. But I'm going to use the Amrezy highlighter from ABH, and I'm only going to put this right in the center of where I placed my other highlight, just on the tippy top, to give it a little more of a woohoo. Do you see that gorgeousness? That's the one. That's the one. Okay, so lastly, for blush, well, I have to do my lips too, but for blush, I'm going to go in with another Anastasia product. This is Berry Adore. I love this particular trio of blushes because it just looks so good on dark skin. I'm gonna mix the two darkest shades. Well, no, I'm gonna mix this peachy shade with a little bit of that darker shade. You see that? Alright, so my camera cut off. I didn't realize it until right after I finished applying my lip color, but this is what I used. I used the Gerard Cosmetics lip pencil in Night Shift, one of my favorite deep liners for any berry tone lip, even some reds. But I lined and filled in my lips with that, and then I went over top with the NYX Candy Slick lip color. This is in the shade Cherry Cola, and I just picked this up like the other day. Just wanted to try it. I wasn't sure about the finish. I had a feeling it was going to be really shiny just because of the name, Candy Slick. So there we go. And I wanted to do something other than a nude lip for this look. I know the eyes are really dramatic, but I wanted to kind of tie that in with a more dramatic fall lip. So here's the finished look. And I really hope that you guys enjoyed this makeup tutorial. If you decide to recreate this, follow me on Instagram, tag me in your post, in your recreation, and yeah, because I'd love to see it if you decide to recreate this look. I'm not really sure why I'm talking like a robot, but we're gonna skip over that part. I'm gonna go ahead and get off camera because I'm hungry and it's time for me to eat before hunger becomes just anger. Oh, please, before you go, just go ahead and hit the subscribe button. You know you want to, right? Well, I would love for you to. It would be great if you did it, because if you did, then that would mean that you like me and you want to see more from me. So if you do, go ahead and, you know, tap that subscribe button and then that bell next to it so you're notified whenever I upload new videos first and foremost. Anyway, now I'm gonna go. So, bye guys.